Hey everybody, welcome to your horoscopes for this week. I'm Melissa Bruce, the heavy metal psychic, and I got this really cool thing to show you guys. I just started printing these out. This is an astrological birth chart that I actually just sent out to a client. And it's this picture, which if you don't understand astrology doesn't make any sense, but hey, there is a 12 to 15 page complete explanation. It's the book of you, basically. And of course, you can find them on our website, afairymothersdream.webs.com. But now we're going to get right to the horoscope, and we're going to start with Aries. This week, the week does kind of start off a little bit rocky as the moon moves into your sign and in conjunction with Uranus. It is going to make that square with Pluto a little bit difficult for one day, just one day, and then she's going to move on. But at the same time, she makes Uranus's trine with Jupiter much stronger for that one day at the same time. So it's kind of a little bit of a balance of good and bad there. When it comes down to it, it may feel like plans have canceled or things that you've been waiting for. There might be some things that fall through the cracks, but at the same time, you've got more time to spend with some pretty awesome people, whether it's your loved ones or good friends. You've got that cheering squad behind you. So if you get that feeling towards the beginning of the week there that you're feeling a little bit down, things are not moving in the direction that you want them to, it's okay. Call up your pals, call up your friends, spend some time with your loved ones. Really get to know that you've got that beautiful cheering squad there around you. And by about Thursday this week, the moon moves into position to create beautiful possibilities for you where you get your mojo back. Things are moving in the right direction as far as your goals and dreams, and everything looks beautiful again. And you can look back over your shoulder at that time and go, thanks, cheering squad. Thanks for being there for me. So, a little bit of rocky maybe, but a whole lot of awesome at the same time. And whatever you do, don't forget to have a great week. Taurus might be a little bit rocky Monday through Wednesday as the moon moves into your sign. She's creating some good possibilities there for you when it comes to finances and getting things moving in some direction. But at the same time, there's also a few aspects that are a little bit difficult for you guys, unfortunately, especially when it comes to feeling like you keep getting obstacles in your way when it comes to achieving your goals. This can be really frustrating, but at the same time, you've got the support there around you to help you out, even if it may be taking a little bit longer than you want it to be taking. And that's really kind of the root of the problem. Is it's really a patience thing, not that it's moving forward, but it's just not moving forward fast enough. Everybody understands how that is, but sometimes the universe's time is the way to go when it comes down to it. And sometimes those obstacles are in your way because you need to learn that lesson, which is always frustrating for all of us. I know I've been there before. As the moon moves out of position, it is by Wednesday, right before she leaves your sign, she really creates a really difficult aspect there where it really seems to feel like it's moving too slowly or things are not going to go in the direction that you want them to. But hang in there because by Thursday, it's all going to rectify itself and go back to a normal bit of a balance. And you guys have a couple of weeks of in between focus, which means you'll have some time to focus on nothing if you want to. So that's something to look forward to get you through a little bit of a rough time. And no matter what happens, good, bad, or indifferent, have a great week with it. Gemini. Hey, it's all about you guys this week as we're placed in basically in the ascendant or the house of self. So all the focus is on you, how awesome you are, all the wonderful things that you can do, and so many multifaceted different things that you guys do. You all got your hands in all kinds of different pots, which is a beautiful thing. At the same time, though, when the moon moves into your sign about Wednesday through Friday, there are a few little things that might come in to disrupt your it's all about me flow, unfortunately. But not too terribly bad. You may feel as the moon moves into your sign and starts aspecting other planets that there's a little bit of tension there. It feels like sometimes you have too many responsibilities that get in the way of the things that you want to do. And that can be really difficult. Or on the flip side of that, it can also really revolve around feeling like somebody's calling you out for dropping your responsibilities on something that you should because you're chasing your dream. These particular instances are one of those moments that tell us that we need to slow down and maybe reevaluate what we're doing at the time and make sure that there's a good balance of both. But as the moon moves out of your sign on Friday, this is really going to be the proof to all of this, because it really moves out of your sign in a very favorable position, especially with Jupiter, and it's all about the home. So it means spending that time with those that are most important to you and spending some time in your home base. And hey, just taking some time to quiet your mind of those 10,000 things that are running around in your mind and enjoy yourself. Take a little bit of a break. Even awesome people need to take a break every once in a while. So you guys have a really good week with that. Cancer, you may find your thoughts are moving to the past this week. Not necessarily in a bad way, but in a way that might be looking back and looking at all of your mistakes and thinking maybe I should have, or if I had only done that differently. And that's not a bad thing necessarily, unless you spend a little bit too much time on it. And or if you use it to your advantage. Past mistakes are nothing more than lessons on how not to do something. So if you made a mistake on something, you can rectify that mistake now by not making the same mistake again, rather than looking back on it and really beating yourself up over not being perfect. Because guess what? None of us are perfect. The moon's going to come into your sign on Saturday, and it is going to create a little bit of an issue there for you, but it's going to lend a helping hand at the same time. First of all, as she moves into T-square position with Uranus and Pluto, it may seem like the same old pattern. The money keeps slipping through your fingers, and it's usually because it's needed by those you love or those who love you. And that can be kind of frustrating, but at the same time, as the moon trines with Venus and Mercury and the Sun in your house of career, beautiful possibilities are happening at work, whether or not they're new advancements or new possibilities, new creativity in a business project of your own. Things are going to move forward there. So don't worry so much about the money that's going, because there's more coming in. As long as there's more coming in, there's really nothing to worry about. As far as looking back on those past thoughts, look back on them in a positive way. Look back at where you've come from, where you've been, and what you had to do to get here, and be proud of yourself, because it's your journey and nobody else's. So you guys have a great week with that. Leo, Venus moves out of opposition with Jupiter, which is a beautiful thing, but the very next day the Sun moves into opposition with Jupiter. So one planet leaves and it's replaced with another one, unfortunately. Not too big of a difference really when you think about it, except that it's affecting more of how you think and not so much how you feel. Some of you may find that a little bit more comfortable, and some of you won't. It really depends on your personality. But when it comes down to it, this opposition is going to be really, really, really strong this week as the Sun and Mercury come into full conjunction with each other, as Mercury's moving backwards and the Sun is moving forwards. It is going to cause a little bit of difficulty there for you, especially when it comes to certain things with your career. But at the same time, Jupiter's trine with Uranus does make really good possibilities. It does show you the crowd that you have around you, the people that are there to help inspire you, and more importantly, the people that you inspire. Because we need that every now and then. And trust me, there's a lot of people out there that are inspired by you. It helps you to really take your mind out of thinking inside the box so much and having to do things in a certain way. You are unique and you do things in a very unique way. And the moon's going to come in and aspect Jupiter in a beautiful way so that you can really, really see just how much you truly are a gift to this world when it comes down to it. Be yourself more than anyone else, because that is what's going to give you the energy to go out there and get what you want in life. So you guys have a great week with that. Virgo, have you been feeling that need for spring cleaning early, or just that real burst of energy to get things done? Well, this week is all about that. coming up with new organization ideas or ways to organize your space, while at the same time spending some real good quality time with those that you love. And you got some lucky days this week also, as the part of fortune is in your sign Monday through Wednesday, really driving that burst of energy to reorganize that closet or simply reorganize your schedule, whatever it is that needs to be reorganized in your mind. Because I know how you Virgos are. You got to change things up every once in a while. It's a beautiful week to also spend some time with those that you love, and in some cases use this time of reorganizing or change to spend the time with those that you love also. Make it a little bit of a group effort there, or projects, couples projects, things like that that you can do together would definitely be favorable this week. You got a lot of energy there to do it. You got some luck there to do it. Luck is on your side, Virgos, and that's always a beautiful thing. So you guys have a beautiful week with that. Libra, it's all about your schedule this week and little bits of frustration in the beginning of the week there. It's really, really difficult for you, Libras, when it comes to dropping the ball on something, being late or forgetting about something. It can be a real difficulty for you guys, especially because you really, really hold on to that perfection. But when it comes down to it, these things are happening because it's saying you need to do some prioritization there a little bit in your schedule. So this week it's all about making sure that everything you need to have in your schedule is in that schedule, and that you also get plenty of rest to be able to counterbalance all of that busyness at the same time. Wednesday through the end of the week, the part of fortune is in your sign, bringing you some luck when it comes to spending time with those that you love. And they definitely should be a part of that really busy schedule, even if that means that you have to schedule it in, not just for them, but it's very good for you as well. So I hope you guys have a great and successful week with that. Scorpio, this week is all about nothing. Isn't that wonderful? There's actually real no hard focus this week, which means it's either up in the air, it could be anything, or it's a nice little break from having to actually really have a focus, which is generally how I like to look at it. Doesn't mean that things aren't going to come up, but for the most part, there's no hardcore real thing that's going to be coming up this week. So it's a nice time to take a little bit of a break for a while. Look back on all the hard work that you've had to put into getting to this point right now, but not just look at it, appreciate how far you've come, because that's really, really important. You can't really look back on it in a nitpicking, I should have done this, that, and the other thing sort of way. You really want to look at it as, okay, those didn't work out, but that's okay. I can do it a better way later. And all of this, I did all of this, and these were all really good ideas. I'm really proud of myself for all of these successes. So take some time for you, take some time to appreciate everything that you've accomplished. Most importantly, just take some time appreciating yourself, because you're the one that had to do all of this work to get to where you are right now. So you guys have a fantastic week. Sagittarius, Mars moves out of conjunction with Neptune and moves out of squared position with Saturn, which is in your sign, as Venus moves right into conjunction with Neptune and into that squared position. Now it's going to feel really deep, especially on an emotional level, with two very emotional planets there that Saturn is squared with. It sort of feels like a father trying to come to terms with the fact that his daughters are growing up in a little bit of a way. A little bit sticky, and it's definitely going to provide some feelings, especially when it comes to achieving your career goals. Things are just not moving the way that you'd like them to, or that you had planned for them to. That may be the key word there. But at the same time, Saturn is in a beautiful and favorable aspect with the Sun and Mercury, and those two planets are going to be in perfect conjunction with each other this week. This is beautiful energy when it comes to your dreams and your goals. Bottom line is, if you're focused on and things have to be achieved in a certain way, you might be disappointed. But if you can step out of the control of the situation and just allow the universe to bring you the blessings in the way that they're meant to be brought to you, chances are things are going to work out in beautiful ways, in ways that you never even expected them to. So when it comes down to it, don't sweat the small stuff. It's not that big of a deal. If something's not working one way, be open to change and see if it may open up in a different way. I know you guys can do it. So you guys have a great week. Capricorn. Pluto's square with Uranus this week, and the moon is on Sunday, especially, is going to be a little bit difficult when it just seems like the same old pattern when it comes to finances. Specifically, seeming to be giving it away all the time, as those that you love and those that love you seem to be really needy at certain times. But at the same time, Pluto's aspect with Mars is absolutely beautiful, providing some beautiful partnerships to help you move forward when it comes to your career goals and financial goals at the same time. So when it comes down to it, all the money that's going out seems to be coming back in. You just might not want to tell your loved ones because then they might want more of it. And you want to keep some of it to yourself because all of this hard work doesn't just pay off for everybody around you, it should pay off for you. So don't neglect yourself. Maybe hold a little bit of that back and go spend some on yourself. You guys work hard and you definitely deserve it. It's other than that, it's going to be an absolutely great week for you guys. Just don't sweat the money when it goes out because you guys are Capricorns, and if anybody knows how to make money, it's you guys. And I hope you have a great week with that. Aquarius. Happy birthday to all of the Aquarians born this week. I hope you guys have epic parties and celebrations for yourselves because, hey, we're Aquarians. And in our opinion, we're the most important people in the world, right? Venus moves out of our sign this week and out of opposition with Jupiter, which is very, very nice. Unfortunately, the Sun moves into the opposition with Jupiter at this time. And the Sun and Mercury are complete conjunction at some point this week. So that's going to make that opposition a little bit really, really, really strong there for a minute. And all of this wraps around difficulties at home, not allowing you to advance forward in your career. Or is this an excuse that we've been using? It's highly possible. We go through those times where we have a lot of things at home that take our focus away from what we need to do, our creative juices flowing, and once that flow stops, it can be kind of difficult to get back into it. At the same time, this Mercury retrograde I'm finding is a really good one actually, as it's providing a lot of different opportunities that maybe I've wanted to do but haven't known which way to go yet. And plot, one of those opportunities was placed in my lap just the other day, as a matter of fact. No time to make excuses, no time to say no. I just had to jump on it and go for it. So when it comes down to it, it's highly possible that some of these things that are getting in the way or making it difficult to keep that flow going is none other than what we're doing or what we're thinking about in our minds right now, because that can also be a bit of a difficulty there. Our own minds get in the way at times. So when you find yourself in that predicament, in that position, don't throw your hands up in the air. Don't say this is why I don't try and do anything, because somebody always gets in the way. Deal with what you got to deal with and get back into the flow of it. All of that frustration does nothing but get in the way. You don't want anything to get in the way of your own awesomeness because the power is yours. It's time to shine. The sun is in our sign. So whatever it is that you have plans on doing, go out there and get it done and have a great week. And finally, Pisces. Mars moves out of that squared position with Saturn, just as Venus moves into that squared position with Saturn, conjunct with Neptune this week. And Venus and Neptune are getting closer and closer and closer to full conjunction. Very, very powerful and very, very emotional energy there for you guys. And in this squared position, it may seem like responsibilities when it comes to your relationships might be getting in the way of your responsibilities to your dreams or your career. Or alternatively, you may find some issues with people that you work with, certain business relationships, things just not communicating well, or you're just not seeing eye to eye or what have you. When it comes down to it, we all have those days. And this is a very difficult energy to deal with, and it, because of the fact that they're two very emotional planets. But at the same time, Mars is coming to the rescue, and his aspect with Pluto is a beautiful one when it comes to finances. So if you need to make those changes in your finances, you need to add some finances, you've got the ideas and you know how to do it in an out of the box, non traditional sort of way. If you need the money, go get the money. That's how that works basically. And this particular placement is going on all week long, so there's ultimate multiple possibilities there to be able to make some money and get a little bit of security back in your bank account. So, a little bit of issue, a little bit of good news. Hey, that's how life is. But you guys, you go with the flow like you do, and that is what makes it so much easier for you guys to get through life. So, you guys have a great week with that. Thanks for listening. I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. Don't forget to check out my radio show Friday nights on www.paramaniaradio.com. It's the Heavy Metal Psychic. Go to that website, check out the schedule, and you can see what time the Heavy Metal Psychic comes on in your time. Have a great week, and I will see you guys next week.